Does your coach ever edge you in training? My coach is edging me right now. What is up, boys? Welcome back to another visual diary vlog, whatever this is between you and I. This unfiltered shenanigans of my life. My coach right now. Today's a bench day. Last week we did 4x8, 345 on bench, clicking really good. And this week it is 4x8, 355. We're doing 10-pound increments, increasing the load every week because the week before it was 335. The week before that, I think it was 330. I don't know. But my coach is going through this progressive overload with my bench press with Larson presses. And he's also doing progressive overload with my deadlift, where he was increasing the 2-inch deficit deadlift up to a bit. And then last week we had a 2x2 and a 2x3 with 345, 365. And then this week, tomorrow, next video, we're going to be doing a 4x4 with 355. Will my underpants survive? You guys will have to check it out. But my coach it feels like he's edging me because everything is just clicking so well. And I'm just like, I want to do something heavy. And he's like, no, Patrick, no, down boy, bad boy. I'm just like, oh, I just want to, everything feels really good. Everything feels really strong. He's like, no. And what it really boils down to is when things are feeling good and feeling strong, you don't want to go heavy because then things will not go good and things will not be strong because it will develop negative muscle memory and you'll not get as good repetition and practice with the form, the things that are clicking. So you want to stay a little low, keep the volume high. And besides, that's the kind of block we're in right now. We're in, I guess it's a progressive over. He's got all these like complex names for the different days, different blocks, whatever. And I'm just like, ooh, we progress overload, ooga dooga, where the big weights at, ooga dooga. But anyways, I've got, yeah, it's ignore the Duncan. We've got 180 grams, not pounds, of 93.7 beef, freshly cooked yesterday, and 3 eggs with a little bit of ketchup to make sure that my life doesn't fall apart. And on the TV, we've got, oh hey, that's me. We've got nothing because I haven't turned it on yet. I just felt like doing this intro for you guys, and it ended up being longer than expected. And of course, we can't forget the bagel stack and honey. And yes, because we need carbs in the morning so I don't pass out in my morning walk. It's always a good idea to take a bit of a walk after a meal. And I do have a 10-minute walk programmed after my breakfast per nutritionist overlord. But I don't have Buddy today because Buddy's getting his shots updated and he's getting his checkup, make sure he's in good health. I dropped him off this morning, and so I don't have my little guy here, so I'm just walking, and it feels creepy to be walking around in a neighborhood without a dog, because it's like why would you go and smash someone's windshield in with a baseball bat if you don't have a baseball glove and ball in your car? Like, it feels like you don't have it just doesn't feel right, you know. So I do prefer getting a lot of my steps in when I don't have Buddy on a treadmill, but I don't have one at home, so we're getting outside, getting our vitamin D in, and yeah. But those morning walks are good for digestion, but I'm pretty sure they're also really good at churning the bowels, because it turns me into like a Pez dispenser where I put food in my mouth and then within the next couple minutes it's coming out of my butt later. Not probably the same food, but I'm a Pez dispenser. Pre-training meal, we've got around 200 grams of Fruity Pebbles, 16 ounces of fat-free Fairlife milk, and I just took all my oral supplements, and it's like sitting in the top of my chest like a pit. Did not go down easy. I take a lot of stuff. It's like fish oil, B12, selenium, copper, and a bunch of Leviathan nutrition things. So it's like, ugh. It always gives me heartburn. I have a question that's going to make you question your entire existence and everything you know. 1 second. What flavor are Oreos? I've been having this debate with one of my clients for multiple months, maybe half a year at this point, as to what the flavor of Oreos are. Because there's ice cream flavors called cookies and cream, which is Oreo flavored. That's just a simple matter of fact right there. It's also the Oreo cookie themselves are considered chocolate cookies. So my client has been saying that Oreos are chocolate cookies, but no. They're cookies and cream, because they're not just chocolate cookies, they're also, the cream is an important part of the cookie. Otherwise, it's not an Oreo, right? So, cookies and cream flavor. Oreos came out recently with a new flavor of Oreos, cookies and cream flavored Oreos. And that just sparks the whole debate. What is an Oreo? Because is Oreos coming out and saying Oreos are not cookies and cream flavored? Is that what they're saying? Or is there some different thing going on where it's like they just recognize that cookies and cream is a very popular flavor because everyone loves Oreos, so why not meme themselves and make Oreo flavored Oreos where it's cookies and cream filling? You know? Let me know what you guys think about it, because I've been at this existential crisis for months at this point, trying to figure out, what are Oreos? Are they chocolate cookies? Are they cookies and cream? Or are they something completely different? Because let's be honest, at this point, I don't know. It's almost like the soup salad sandwich question, and that's kind of increased to a multi-dimensional cube method of determining what foods are in what, where it's like soup, salad, no, it's solid foods. It was salad or nachos. I don't know. It had quiche as I saw it. It had quiche as 5/6 of with breading on it, and I was like, I'd say that's a pie rather than a quiche, because quiche is a type of pie. I'm probably going to completely forget what I talked about in this car segment and not post a picture of it, because I don't really edit these that much. The only editing I do to these is trim the setup of my camera, and then I put my post training drive overlaid on top of it. So trying to give you guys as accurate of a representation of myself and my inner thoughts as me as a person and athlete and whatever, without kind of censoring myself, because it's like talking to women. You don't want to be a different person around them, and then suddenly once they get used to you, you get comfortable, and then you become yourself again. Nah, that's how you end up not happy, because you're not yourself, you know. So you got to be yourself. So I got to be myself for you guys, you know. Anyways, I'm late. It's about 12, which is not good for me as a starting point, because I'll get out around 2, maybe 1:30, maybe 2. Do a little bit of DoorDash, which is not really that much, because I got to get back to pick Buddy and the leech up at 3:30. So it's like, I didn't have Buddy with me, so I got a lot of procrastination going. Buddy keeps me on track and on task, so I don't have my Buddy today. So I'm distracted. I'm distractible, and my belly hurts because I didn't move around enough and digest food enough before eating it again. And it's like, Which is harder, cutting or bulking? It's whichever one is you're trying to do right now. And I was talking with someone yesterday about it, and she said cutting is hard mentally, bulking is hard physically. And I was like, you know what, you're right. They're both hard, and you hit the nail on the nose there, because cutting, it feels like you can't eat anything. Bulking, it feels like you don't want to eat anything. So I'm currently in a bulk, trying to bulk up to 355 for the American Pro 3. Is this the third one? Is it 3? I don't know. I've competed at every single American Pro up to this point, and it'd kind of be... They've had a 1,000-pound squat at every single American Pro, and a 600-pound bench at every single American Pro. So it'd be a real disappointment if they didn't have a 1,000-pound squat and a 600-pound bench at the American Pro. But oh, that cookie creamed me. Ugh, that was nasty. At least my belly feels a little better. What sucks about being a large individual, a little insight, is you get a lot of gases. You get a lot of gases because you're eating a lot, and you got a lot of different foods and digestion going on. And gases go up to your chest. And if you have any sort of chest tightness, like really tight pecs, and you get that extra little pressure in your chest because you've got gas, you freak out every time. And you're like, am I dying? So far, no. But it doesn't stop me from thinking about it, because it's not a very good thing to happen, is dying. Yeah. Anyways, I've been talking your ears off for way too long at this point. Let's get to the training. All right, boys? All right, boys? All right, little homies and homelets, we had a pretty decent bench day. Not the best bench day. Have a good one. Not the best bench day on the planet Earth, but we got it done. Now, I say it wasn't the best bench day because on the fourth set of the Larson presses, the no legs bench press for sets of 8, I did 7 reps instead of 8 because I lost count of how many reps I was doing. So I added in a 5th set where I took minimal rest. I watched the video to count how many reps that I did, and I confirmed that I only did 7 reps because I counted in my head 8, but I wasn't sure if I counted the ascent and descent of one of the reps as a single rep. So I added in a 5th set of 4 reps, and it was a little more difficult than I expected it to be. I expected things to go easy breezy cover girl, but it was difficult, lemon difficult. My right lat kind of seemed to be not firing as well. Maybe it was just out of situation or whatever. But moved on to the dumbbell incline bench press with the 105s. We were overly fatigued with the regular Larson presses. So we had previously been saying the past couple weeks, hey, we want to increase the weight on this. And it's like the progressive overload going on, the schema going with the main movement going on right now is progressing the fatigue levels into workout. Whoa, why am I coughing? At a different rate than I'm used to. So if the fatigue going into the accessory movements was consistent as it has been previously, and we're not reaching some sort of maximal or peak level of whatever going on, then we probably would have increased the weight. And it's supposed to be an RPE 7. RPE, a red flag when you see it in coaching programs, because if a coach is programming RPE for the main movement, they're telling you, I don't want to coach you, I want you to figure shit out for yourself, which is a red flag because a coach should be guiding and leading you. And when you get an RPE for like a squat bench or a deadlift, you're gonna either, males tend to overshoot it, females tend to undershoot it. That's just how it goes. It's nothing sexist going on there. That's just what the data shows. So RPE for accessories is completely acceptable, because when you're doing accessories, you never max it out. So you don't have the data as to what a 1 rep max for that
accessory movement could be. I could have a 400-pound max on the incline bench, dumbbell bench. I don't know. So it was a 3x10 RPE 7, and I prefer reps in reserve because you get a better feel. Reps in reserve is a more quantifiable thing than rate of perceived exertion. So I prefer when I program, or not when I program, when I get programmed things that are RPE, I treat it like RIR. So RPE 7, I treat as 3 reps in reserve. So the 105s today was definitely an RPE 7, where we had 3 reps in reserve, which that is exactly what we should be doing with this accessory. May have been a little light. We started to feel the hypoxic response in the muscle groups being worked on the 3rd set. Absolutely perfect timing for that, especially as it was in the last 2 or 3 reps. We probably could have had 2 or 3 more reps in that, but perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. And then we moved on to the incline dumbbell skull crushers, doing it with the 40-pound dumbbells, and we've been slowing these down recently, and it's supposed to be sets from 3 sets of 12 to 15, and we've been kind of progressing that. We've been doing the 0132 tempo with that, and I believe next time that we go into the gym, it may be an opportunity for us to increase the weight on that. It's very taxing on the triceps and elbows. It's a tricep movement, which I don't necessarily like, having so much tax on the elbows and all the ligaments going on there, all the stress going, all the pivot point being at the elbow and being kind of stressful there. I don't like that, but it is what it is. And then we moved on to the pec fly with the close grip push-up, 3x20, 90 seconds rest. The pec fly, it's very light right now, but it's sets of 20, and if we increase the weight at all, it's going to be one of those where it's going to be like the piece of hay that broke the camel's back. So we're at a good point with those, because I'm feeling the twitching going through the chest muscles as I'm doing it, and also I'm feeling the hypoxic response kind of setting in, getting a pretty good pump while I'm performing the exercise. Then the close grip push-ups, those are what they are. And moving forward with the dumbbell curls, we do a lot of curls in this block, and I don't mind it. It gives me a good bicep pump, gives me something to look at in the mirror, and we were able to get more success with getting our palms towards the ceiling with the weight that we're using. We're using 30-pound dumbbells. Do we increase the weight next week? All depends on what kind of fatigue we have going into accessories, and that's something that you should be kind of keeping in your mind. The accessories this entire day is supposed to be RPE 7, so it's supposed to be like light, get a pump, get a little bit of hypoxic response, and you're good. You're good. You're not going anywhere towards failure. You're getting like 3 reps away from failure, and you're getting the last set of my dumbbell curls, I was probably 1 or 2 reps away from failure, which is that's perfect, basically. That's exact. I mean, somewhere between, if RPE 7, you went somewhere between 2 and 4 reps away from failure on your last set, and everything going into that, maybe 3 to 5 reps. Not easy, but not too difficult. You want to be almost feeling it at the end of your training, because you want the stimulus, and then you want to feel your body adapt to the stimulus. So we are hopping on Uber Eats right now. Gonna start doing some deliveries. My shirt drenched. Are people gonna complain about that? Not my problem. They're the ones who are ordering $15 deliveries that are getting the drivers paid maybe $2. So, oh well. It's about 2 o'clock right now, and so I'm not gonna go home and eat because I won't have enough time. I forgot to prep my rice, so oops. But yeah, we got to pick up Buddy and Buddy's other human at 3:30. So we're just going to do Uber Eats until they get there. So I don't have 2 seats in my car. So when Buddy is in the car, Buddy gets the passenger seat, and Buddy's other human, it should not be this messy. It is only that messy because Buddy's other human is an absolute slob and refuses to clean up after herself. I never have anything back here. but she has thrown a bunch of shit back there. And she's like, oh, when you pick me up, can you put the seat back in your car? No, I'm not confident enough that I am safe at home, that I am capable of mentally getting the wherewithal together to put the seat back in my car, the back seat. I took the back seat out of my car, and it's just in the garage, and my dad keeps saying, hey, you need to put that back in your car. And I'm like, absolutely not. It's my car. Don't tell me what to do with it. I don't feel confident in the absolute safety of my home situation that I am going to have a certified place to sleep every night. So I have a bed in the back of my car because it makes me feel safer. It's like, if anything happens to my home situation, I'm good. I can just pick up everything I own, fits in a duffel bag. I just pick up and keep going. So, she told me to either pick her up separately from Buddy, which is not respectful of my time, or to put my backseat back in my car, which is not respectful of my belongings, because it's too messy back there. Whose fault is that? Not mine. That is literally none of my shit. None of my shit's back there. So, she suffers, and if she gets mad at me, oh well. I'm not going to take that personally. She's been complaining that I've been too short recently, and that is because when I am not short, things get ignored, and I am setting boundaries, and I am holding my boundaries firm, and toxicity is not respecting boundaries. So when someone sets boundaries and you decide not to respect them, that's being toxic. Little tidbit there. And so I saw Dan Bell posted something on his story yesterday. It's when your actions don't line up with your words, that is manipulation. And when you refuse to be held accountable for your actions, that is gaslighting. And I was like, ooh, that hits right at home. Because I feel that. And it's really, when you live in the gaslight district, it's not fun. But it is really hot in my car, and I want to open my windows, but the sound is going to get garbage if I open my windows talking to you guys. And I've been talking to you guys for about 11 minutes now, so I'll meet you guys back with my next meal. The potato concept. That's interesting. Anyways, I'm hot in more than one way. Why is it harder to wink with one eye than the other? Anyways, what are Oreos? Alright, so I'm going to be honest with you guys. I got a little bit of yellow fever, right? That's not a racist term. That's just a term of endearment. So, I think I found this the boys. If you want to pick up an Asian hottie, right? Treat a boba tea place like it's a Starbucks. Just do your homework there. Go and write a book there. Just spend a lot of time there. They'll notice you're there a lot, because they'll be there a lot. Boba tea is to Asian chicks like Starbucks is to basic white girls. Like, it's not even just a demographic of like young Asian girl. It's even the Asian MILFs out there getting the boba tea. Like, the amount of talent in a boba tea store, unreal. And anyways, I'm doing a boba tea delivery for Uber Eats right now. So, end rant. End wonderful wisdom. Is it catcalling if every time you see someone walking a puppy, you just go, puppy? Asking for a friend. So, I just had a order at Starbucks, right? Life-changing, eye-opening order. And what it was 4 Starbucks drinks. That's not what's important. What it was the Starbucks was in the same same parking lot as the apartment complex of the order. It was a less than a 1 minute drive from the Starbucks to the apartment. But that's not the only thing that's life-changing about this. I went into said Starbucks in Bedford, New Hampshire, which, if anyone lives in New Hampshire, there's a joke about people from Bedford that says that they don't run out of gas, they just buy new cars with the money they find between their couch cushions. That Starbucks, I was the only male in there. There was about 15 people in there. The rest were basic white girls, probably all high school girls. All completely identical. The only difference was the shade of their skin and the, not even the color of their hair. They were all blonde. And their heights. That was it. Some were more tan than the others. They were all basic white girls, all wearing crop tops and shorts. All white girls look the same. Facts. So, honestly, a pretty bad day for Uber Eats. I mean, I was only on for about 2.5 hours. But I only got 2 orders. And neither of them were... It was probably $10 total worth of orders in my pocket. So, did I make up the money that I spent on this day? Absolutely not. So let that be known. Sometimes things suck. But hey, every day above ground's a good one, right? Yeah, but I'm gonna go home and do my actual work. This was literally just, I was gonna do nothing, and I didn't have enough time to do really much of anything. Actually, no, it was only an hour and a half, maybe, instead of 2 hours. So like $10 for every hour and a half. So like $7 an hour, maybe 10. I don't know. About minimum wage. Good job, Patrick. But I'm gonna actually go home and do my real work, the audiobook narration, because that's where I've made $0 doing that. I say that's where the big money comes in. It's one of those where it's like, it's the entry is very low, but the upside is very high. And it's like, so I was on Reddit today, and someone was like, hey, I've been in over 100 audiobooks, and I got invited to join the Actors Guild, the SAG-AFTRA. And I was like, whoa. So that, like, I've heard a lot of the books that I personally listen to are with SAG-AFTRA employed audiobook narrators. So it's cool to see. It's about 100 books. That's 1 to 200 books is probably the metric to go for, and I am on book 3. So we're really on the early stages of this, and it'd be really cool if I'd be able to kind of get that going. And it's hard. That person was like, yeah, I'm pretty good. 100 to 200 books. I'm over 100 books, less than 200. And I usually get about 1 out of every 10 books I audition for. And I'm like, okay. So I'm getting about 1 out of every 30. So I need to improve my skill level in the audition or audiobook narration thing. Maybe, I don't know what audiobook narrator or authors look for in their audiobook narrators. I need to do a little more research on that and get a better first impression. Because the way I do it, I say the title, I say audition for, and then the title, and then I just go right into it, whatever the audition script is. So I think that's how most people do it. I don't know if the authors leave reviews. Hey, this person was easy to work with. Hey, this person's not easy to work with. This and that. I don't know. The authors, every single one. Of the 3 authors I've worked with, 2 out of 3 authors are annoying to work with. But yeah, anyways, I gotta rearrange the mess that other people left in my car so that they can fit there. In New Hampshire, you don't need to have a seatbelt on to drive. So it's legal to sticker on my bed and say, suck it up, Buttercup. You made the mess. You have to lie in it, literally. So that's where we're at today. I'm gonna pick Buddy up. I'm 6 minutes early. They're probably already done with him. And I'm gonna grab him and walk him around. Maybe have him choose a toy, because he likes to choose toys when he's at the PetSmart. But I'm gonna rearrange that. Oh, I've been talking for 4 minutes. All right, see you guys with my next meal. I keep saying that, and I keep not coming back with my next meal. I keep coming back with terrible and unfiltered thoughts. Buddy has informed me that it is nap time, and I'm inclined to agree. However, I need to eat. But look at that face. Look at that face. Or lack of a face. He's just all curled up like a little big bite. That's my little guy. What's up, homies? We've got 245 grams of chicken, 400 grams of rice. We've run out of sauerkraut, but we got some honey mustard on there. We're also drinking Prime. I've heard a lot of bad things about Prime, which, yeah, I mean, the Paul brothers are kind of scummy. I think. I don't know if I haven't actually built my own opinions on these people. It's almost like, I don't know. It's almost like I'm expressing the opinions of others despite not having my own ideas and thoughts on it. But the lemon lime Prime tastes like back when you were a kid and you made like lemon lime Gatorade and put way too much powder in it. So it's pretty good. And it's only 10 calories. And it's got coconut water in it too. So that's, I mean, like, all intents and purposes, it's a good product. A lot of people have been saying bad things about it, and I don't get it. But it's a little later than I would like to be eating at. It's about 7:30-ish, and I have to be in bed for 10, which means I can kind of squeak in my last meal at 9:30, which that's going to be affecting my sleep, because you want your stomach to sleep when you sleep, so you want to eat like 1 to 2 hours before bed. Not go to bed hungry necessarily, but not go to bed while digesting things, because you're gonna get some funky things going on inside, and that's one of the keys to HRV, is not eating so close to bedtime. But I'm going through a little bit of a right now. Yeah. So I've been doing Uber Eats for less than a week, and I got told off by the person who borrows my car that I need to stop because I'm using too much gas. I got told off because I'm currently unemployed, looking for work, and I am trying my hardest to make ends meet. And not only is my I lost my train of thought there. I'm doing my best. Yeah, Uber Eats. Some days it's good, some days it sucks. That's just how it works. Some days you make less than minimum wage. Some days you make $25 an hour. You can't pick and choose. Well, I mean, people do pick and choose, but it's not guaranteed either way. Today was one of those not very good days, and I was telling them, I was like, hey, I told them about the Starbucks order, and they're like, So it's like, one of the things my coach told me is a lot of people, they listen to you, but they use it in order to get things on you and use what you said against you later. And they'll act friendly, they'll act like they're on your side, but when push comes to shove, you really find out who they are. And so he's like, don't talk to anyone. And I thought that I could talk to Buddy's other human, but I guess not. I guess not. And I was thinking about that, and someone asked me in one of my other videos. I mentioned that I don't have kids because kids take time out of your day, and it's harder to be a on target professional athlete when you have a full-time job and kids, and you need more support in order to do that. And I've been saying I don't have kids because I want to be a professional athlete, this and that. And I mean, that's a major part. But also I realized that if I did have kids, it would not want to be with the person that I'm currently with. And I've spoken to a lot of people, not a lot of people, but like psychiatrists and homies with psychology degrees that I can trust, and they're like, you need to find a better situation. And I was gonna find a better situation after the Ghost Clash, and I don't know why I didn't. I do know why I didn't. It's Buddy. There's very few things in this world that I enjoy more than Buddy, and he's the reason why I'm putting up with this stuff. But it's like when you think that you're getting a win and someone points out, it's like you win the Stanley Cup, but someone points out that you lost 3 games leading up to it, that it had to go to game 7. So it's like, it could have been anyone's game, right? No. It's like when you get in a funk because of things going on in your life, it gets harder to do the things that are expected of you. Your non-negotiables, your bare minimums. It's harder to control that because it's when you're a depressed person, tasks become impossible tasks, and you end up procrastinating. You end up dopamine mining. You end up putting things off, procrastinating, and things kind of fall wayward. So you got to be cognizant of that, and I'm eating too late because of that. It's the only thing that fell through the cracks today. I do need about 1,000 more steps, but that's because Buddy went to the vet today and not with me. So our walk this morning was not as long because I didn't have Buddy with me, and I feel like I'm cheating on Buddy anytime I take a walk without him. But I'm gonna eat this meal. I'm gonna watch Quintessential Quintuplets. Not the show that I thought it was, but it's still pretty good. I thought there was something with Antarctica and penguins at some point, but that never happened. So, and also I thought it was a meme. Nah, it's just a good show. But anyways, I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna drink, and I'm gonna be happy.
So it's 9:30, and I haven't had my last meal yet, so I have to do some, like, technically it's cheating, but it's cheating with certain macros in mind. So yeah, I'm not being the best at sticking to my program today because time got away from me. I don't have enough time to eat the volume of food that I have to eat. I have 2 meals left, so I have to kind of cram as much carbs in as possible. It's supposed to be 220 grams of ground beef, 70 grams of guacamole, and 400 grams of what's it called? Rice, as well as 2 bagels. So I found that the amount of carbs in, I don't remember if it was 1 or 2 bagels, is about the amount of carbs in 400 grams of rice. So I need fat. So my landlords got Buddy's other human mac and cheese from KFC. So I'm going to eat this.
it's not on program, and I hate that I'm doing it. It's literally because I have to drive her into work tomorrow, and otherwise she'll just steal my car, which is not cool. But she didn't want it because it's KFC, whatever. And I don't know where that cut off, but I'm also gonna have a protein shake with 75 grams of protein. That's about how much protein is in ground beef. Sorry, I haven't hit my 10K steps yet, so I'm literally walking up and down the block that I live on using, big dog privilege. The only thing out here that could potentially scare me is a skunk that I've seen twice. Not recently, but it's a skunk. I don't want to get skunked. I can scare everything else off. But yeah, that's a plan for the final meal. And we only had about 1,000 steps left, and that takes about 10 minutes of walking. I don't know how long I've been rambling in this super dark display, but after I finish eating, I'm gonna edit this video and get it up for you guys, and we'll see where it goes from there. No, we're not gonna see where it goes from there. I think I'm gonna try and do a different kind of thumbnail, because the thumbnails I've been doing recently have been just me at the gym, and it's like, hey, gym, but these videos are more than just me at the gym. They're basically a day in the life, a training day in the life, and I talk about a lot of different things. So I'm gonna test out a new thumbnail for this video. I'm gonna still have the bulk of the thumbnail be me in the gym, but also I'm gonna have a bunch of topics that we talk about in this video. So there's gonna be an Oreo, there's gonna be some Starbucks, there's probably gonna be a hot Asian MILF. So, usual things that pop up in thumbnails. But if the click-through rate is not sufficient or anything, I'll just pass it up as a failed experiment, and go back to the regular thumbnails that we've been using, because the thumbnails that I use for my educational, instructional video, whatever, informative, evergreen content, as the YouTube sphere would call it, is the formula works. It's basically Mr. Beast's reaction video formula, except instead of Mr. Beast going like, ah, it's me punching whatever I'm talking about shirtless, of course, because who doesn't want to see me shirtless? I get asked all the time, Patrick, when are you going to be shirtless in your videos? I don't know, when it's hot. But
Cream Voyage.
that just didn't sound right. And I think I need a new shaker cup. This one's starting to smell like used diapers. I use it like 3 or 4 times a day. Do I? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 to 4 times a day. And I'm supposed to be using it like 4 to 5 to 6 times a day. So I think it might be time next GNC trip, because I'm actually running low on whey protein as well. Might be time for new shaker cups. New shaker cups, boys. What an eventful time. Yum.